Okay, so hello traders, very good morning and welcome to today's live market profile and order flow trade analysis by Tradeducation. We are at episode 228, and before I share today's analysis, I would just like to go through a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activities. Okay. So let me just quickly share my screen and let's look at how the auction developed yesterday and what are the potential auction development paths for today. So first of all, I will just like to put some emphasis on the entire December month series. So it actually started from this level, but this is one of a bigger balance or you can say a bigger range where initially the auction was just one time framing higher, then we had a non-linear break, and then again the auction is just going higher, forming visible gap. So this is the first gap, and we also have got one more gap. Okay, compared to the previous day. Second thing is, so this is the balance high, this is the balance low. Okay, and overall, if you see, the buyers are pretty much strong, and what happened is the auction opened above the balance, it immediately reached at the balance high, so at this level, and then it just reversed. Okay, it was just developing higher. The price action, or you can say the auction, was just developing higher. While this auction was getting developed, this is giving me a hint that this is not strong buying. So if you see the structure, overall structure of market profile on the left, so this is the open. This is where the auction opened. uh, it 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 was something like open equal to high, and then immediately it came down. It tried to enter the balance high. So this is the balance high around 13,800. Okay, so first of all, the low, this particular low is weaker. Okay, this is not a good low, this is a weak low. First of all, it is at a psychological or at a round number. Second thing is there were unfinished auctions yesterday. So this single print, the odds are higher that we will be clearing this auction, this week or in coming days. Okay, so that is one data point which I would like to share. Okay, second data point which I wanted to share is so what happened is the initial balance. Okay, so this was initial balance was pretty wide. The auction was just developing sideways. So this is where B, C, D, E, and in the F, G period is where the auction just one time frame higher. Okay, one time frame higher. Then there were some couple of back references which got cleared, and the auction closed around the high. Okay, so not much good selling and also not good buying. But if you see the reactions, or if you see the initial A period, how wide it is, then if you study any of the period, maybe this period, so if you see the volatility which used to come in, so A period was pretty volatile. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I was pretty volatile. Then J, then K was pretty volatile. Then L. Okay, so lot of, so this was nothing but the reason why so much volatility is coming is a lot of intraday or short-term players, they're just anticipating. They're either shorting, or they're either just a second, guys. Just a second. I'm just getting a call. Yeah, sorry guys. Was was from school of my daughter, so yeah, regarding some fees and admission stuff. Okay, so lastly, what I wanted to share is so this is just one data point. You can argue with me or but a lot of the reason why I'm seeing a lot of retail participation and a lot of small time or trading money or short term trading monies. So there are two gaps. Okay, so that is pretty evident. Auction is just one time framing higher, so that is also pretty evident. It has created new all time high. So this is the new all time high. But if you see the increase in price, okay, with the increase in price, are you seeing a volume divergence? Okay, so why volumes are pretty less with higher prices? Okay, does this indicate that sellers are not interested to sell here or buyers are not interested to buy here? What is the reason? Okay, secondly, if you see the range of the past four auction, the range is also narrowing down. So let's say this is 4, 3, 2, and this is just 1. Okay, this is just, I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Yeah. Okay, so I think the auction is going to open now. So let me just clear the drawings. But overall, the odds are higher that we will be tagging the low. So we need to see whether we see continuation to the upside or whether we are seeing rejection or not. But overall, we have a sort of a double distribution. This is the level where I'll be looking for as a reference. This is a pullback. So let's see which way the auction develops. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I got that immediate call, so I was not able to. Okay, so the auction is open outside the range of yesterday. Again, open equal to high type of scenario is going on. Uh, so this is the overall balance. I have not used this because we are right now in a new balance. Okay, so nothing from volume profile. From the daily chart, we can see that the volumes are pretty less. So let me just jump to the order flow chart. So we have got sort of a secure high, but there are 191 trapped buyers. Secure low, no trapped sellers. Unfinished auctions both around the high and low. So let the auction chop. Uh, Overall tempo. So this is the open, and it again it clearly tried to came down, and again the auction is just tagging around the VWAP. Okay, overall delta is negative. So if we see delta is negative, uh, and yeah, so sellers are the ones. So now we are seeing a sort of rejection around VWAP. Okay, so not much. Let me just jump to this. Yeah. So we got one HVN here, and okay, so this is around the close of yesterday. Okay. So again, a lot of laggards are the ones who are jumping, and they are just taking the auction higher. So it's up to you whether you want to be a laggard. So one thing is, see, we are in an uptrend. Should we fight or should we go against the trend? Yes, you can, but that should be based on your risk management and your risk appetite. Okay, because there are going to be huge losses and there are also going to be huge profits. So stop thinking about profit or loss, but just start understanding what type of participation is going on. Based on that, you can trade and you can bet, or I would say you can understanding the psychology. It's simple a mind game, so you just have to understand the psychology of traders which is happening here. Okay, it's just tagging VWAP going higher, tagging VWAP going higher. Volumes are decent enough compared to yesterday. 3000 volumes. Let it chop. So today we need to see whether this gap is intact or not. So one gap, two gaps. So today, if it happens, then three gaps. So that's pretty alarming, and it's pretty exciting from the learning perspective. Okay. So coming to the trade location, let the high be tagged, let the low be tagged, because right now a lot of sentiments. It's a sentiment play going on. Overall delta is negative. Auction looks that it's bearish. It will close around VWAP, and we might see some rejection around VWAP and might tag high. Okay, so a lot of buying activity is going on. Let the unfinished auctions around the high be cleared. Let it settle down, and if you see an opportunity, if we see an exhaustion, that's where we can take a short trade. But right now, I'm not seeing any good trades for the moment. A lot of anticipation, a lot of sentimental play is going on. A lot of people like BTST, STBT, those type of traders, they are currently trading. So let the unfinished auction around the high be cleared, and then let's see what happens. Okay, so maybe in 920 or 925 or around 930 is where we might see some pattern emerging. Till that, I'm just looking at the order flow chart. This is where maximum buyers came in. This is the level where buyers came in. So this you can say act as a level of support. Uh, so if the auction reaches here, that's closely below the VWAP, we might see some rejection, some reversal, and it should take the auction higher. Okay. So this is one level of support which I found out. There are unfinished auctions around the high and low. One in the high, sorry, two in the high, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 or 4 around the lows. Okay. So delta is negative, but it is developing sideways, so not a good sign. So the selling which came in is not so good. So one good trade is wait for the auction to close below VWAP, and wait for 2 or 3 candles, and then you can take the trade from the short side. But right now are seeing that delta is increasing, so buyers are coming in control. So let the high be tagged. So we just have still a lot of unfinished auctions which are not yet cleared. So let the high be tagged, and then let's wait and observe. Okay, so the first 5-minute auction is closed. 4,700 contracts traded. Auction is closed above VWAP. Okay. So this is the support. This is the second minor support, like major support. Okay. So now sellers are stepping in at this level. 693 700 contracts. This is 834 contracts. Volume traded. Okay. So now again buyers stepping in. So let the auction go higher. Okay, it has tagged the high. It's cleared the unfinished auctions. Still there are unfinished auctions. Okay, so I'm waiting for one more push up. The delta is turned positive, but if you see the volume flow, it's pretty boiled down. Okay, so now what is happening is the auction is just going around the open, going higher, open, going higher, open, going lower, open, going higher and lower. Okay, so not good retail, I would say not good participation. Retail participation is going on. Okay, so this is a major level where both buyers and sellers are there. So let's wait for this level to get clear. This is the second support level which I'm seeing. So observe how the auction is getting developed here around these two levels. So we're just chopping around that level. Now the delta would be increasing. Let me just go to the minute chart. No, it's not. Buyers are coming in. We are seeing some rejection around the zero line. So okay. So yeah. high is again getting tagged. So the delta which was seeing rejection, it has cleared the zero line. Now buyers have came in into control. Okay, so we should see continuation. We should see follow through from buyers. So the tempo is slowing down, which is not a good sign now. So 4,700 to 2,000, 2,200. Still a minute left. The tempo is slowing down. $13,900. This high was 3904. Okay. Yeah. Let it go higher. I'm not seeing any trade right now. So there are unfinished auctions around the lows. So that is one point which I'll be keeping a close eye on, and that will be my target for today if I take a short trade. So we are coming. What is the high? High is 959 or 960. Just a second. Yeah, 959. So again a round number. 959, 960. Okay. So now sellers are stepping in. High is 959, 13,959 to be exact. Okay. So sellers stepping in. So now we have again entered the VWAP. VWAP is getting retested. Again the delta. So sideways development is going on. See the massive wicks which are getting formed around the VWAP. So I think this is a good opportunity to take a long trade because the current high is weaker. So you can take a long trade, keeping a stop loss below the previous 5-minute candle low. So around this support zone, below this support zone. So that is a fast trade. So one trade which I shared. Just a second. Okay. So this is the risk. And this is the reward. Yeah, so we can say 1:1 is the risk to reward. Sort of hammer candle getting formed. 4,700 to 2,600 to 1,100 or 1,200. Sellers are stepping in, but currently the buyers are in control. We're just developing sideways. The tempo is slowing down. The high is weaker. So odds are higher that we will be tagging this high. Now the delta has turned negative. So the POC is here, developing POC. So let's see whether the high is getting tagged or not. So look at the struggle the auction is, getting. Auction is telling us, look at the struggle. Buyers are coming in, then the auction. So look at the doji candle it is getting formed. So 40 seconds to go before the current 5-minute auction closes. Sort of a poor high we have. So odds are more higher that we will be tagging this high. Sellers are coming in at visual references. So, but is the delta increasing? No, delta is flat. So I'm just closely looking at this. So those of you who have taken the trades, if you want to get out, you can get out, book your losses, whatever you, as per you. Up to it's your decision. So 4,000, 2,600, 2,200 delta is positive. So choppiness action is seen. So I'm now looking at the tempo because I'm seeing for a good sharp up move and expecting whether that comes in or not. But right now sellers are stepping in. Sellers are providing the supply. So again the VWAP tag is done. Now this is not a good sign. We got one touch, we got a second touch. So we need to see whether we see again buyers stepping in or not. Now the delta will be decreasing. Yes, it's just going sideways. Just tagging VWAP, going higher, tagging VWAP. Now it is coming lower. So I think our stop loss will be getting hit. So this was our stop loss, 39.44. So I'm just waiting and watching. Just getting some rejection around VWAP, acceptance or rejection. So I'll be looking at the tempo. If it crosses VWAP, what is the tempo that is coming in? So momentum sellers are coming in. Momentum sellers are stepping in. Buyers are also stepping in. So good learning experience. So this is what you need to watch the screen time. So now the delta is negative. Sellers are stepping in. Should you take a trade? Well, I would not. I would let my stop loss get hit. And then I'll be waiting for one more opportunity. It almost touched our stop loss. But Not massive selling or momentum selling, not strong selling is happening. The absorption of supply is still going on. Buyers are stepping in. So delta is still developing sideways, but it has turned positive. Buyers are coming in charge. Just patiently watching, observing. And now I'm looking, so the tempo at the lower side is not so great. I'm looking for a good tempo to the upside. So what is happening is whoever is shorting, they have kept the stop losses above the current high. So the auction is closed above VWAP. Volumes are okay, 1300 in the last previous auction. Now it is just hovering around today's open. So if you observe, we are seeing one more rejection around VWAP. So again, sellers will try again to clear the area, but I think this is also a good trade opportunity. You can again take a long trade, keeping a stop loss around 13,944, target of today's high. I'm just observing, and I think today I'll close the video or the today's session once the high is cleared or once my stop loss gets hit. Just having my breakfast. Again, we are tagging at the open, coming down, tagging at the open, coming down, going open, coming down. So momentum selling happening. So pretty challenging day. So it just came hit, yeah, but I'm still intact. Why the auction halted here is what I'm thinking. Again, it is going around the open, coming down, open, going up. So just retail traders are trading. Look at the volume flow. Volumes are drying up. Delta is developing sideways. So Shubham, I don't trade Bank Nifty. I just trade Nifty. So uh, I'm not the right person to answer your query. I'm just focusing on Nifty. Uh, yeah. And to be honest, if you ask me the views, I will say that I don't know because I am a short-term trader. I use market-generated information and take the trades from intraday perspective. I do take positional trades, but that's I think once a month or twice a month, not beyond that. Okay, so buyers are stepping in. Auction closed above VWAP. The volume flow is going down. 13,900 CE. Where is 13,900? Yeah, I would not advise. I don't know whether it's from long term or short term, but from intraday it makes sense. You can hold the current long 13,900 CE because you are currently trading in the money uh, or at the money. So wait for the current high to be taken out. If it is going taken out, then you can book that trade. So this is good from a intraday trade perspective, not from a position perspective. I hope that I was able to clarify it. So now sideways development is happening, choppiness. A lot of retail people they will be scratching their head, just looking at the price, just looking at the indicators, looking at Fibonacci, pivot points, Camarilla, open high low, I don't know what not, and they are just anticipating, oh, this is where it reversed, this is the pivot level, this is where this comes, blah blah blah. Anyways, they fuel the liquidity, so I'm happy for them because that works for them, so I'm happy for them. Market profile works for me, so I'm happy for me. Okay, so now I'm looking at observing the tempo, how what is the tempo coming in, what is the speed of the auction tagging the high of today. Again, we are just seeing rejection around VWAP. Auction is just halting there. A good fight is going on between both buyers and sellers. So around the high is where a lot of buying activity is seen. Around the low is where a lot of selling activity is seen. So both there are stop loss orders getting built around the high who are trying to short the market, and around the low who are trying to go long in the market. Okay, this I'm sharing from the intraday trade perspective. Okay, so now I'm observing the tempo, how quickly the tempo is coming in. Is it coming like a big missile or is it just a small Suki bomb? That's what I'm looking at. So this is the high. We got weak high. And again, sellers are stepping in there. So I'll just mark a reference line so that Okay, sellers are stepping in again. Delta is turning negative here. It is sideways, just hovering around the zero line. Tagging the VWAP, going higher, again tagging the VWAP, going higher. Sellers stepping in, sideways. So expect a sort of a rotational day today. So 4700, 2600, 2200, 1300, just 752 contracts in this where rejection came in. Okay, so again the same 700 odd contracts will be seen. See, now the tempo is clear. So stop loss orders are hit. So good tempo, massive surge in delta. If I look here, see massive surge in delta. So this was the trade from the long side which I shared. Now momentum buyers will be stepping in. So that was the trade for today from the market open. So now let's see whether we are seeing continuation to the upside or whether we are seeing balancing and whether we are able to spot any of the nuances. So three gaps. So to sum it up, there are three gaps. This gap is still intact. Current low is weaker. Previous day's low is also weaker. There are unfinished options around the lows. Okay. So I hope you had a good session, learning session, live session today. And with that, I would just like to end today's video. And let's again catch up tomorrow. Tomorrow is 20. Today is what, 29th or 30th? Today is 29th, yeah. So tomorrow is 30th. So 2 more days, 30 and 31st. Okay. So take care. Happy and safe trading. Bye for now.